4. The Bell of Atri. Reading. This is the story of a king who was a kind, caring, and righteous man. Atri is the name of a town in Italy. It is a very old town built halfway up the side of the steep hill. A long time ago, the king of Atri bought a large bell and had it hung in a tower in the marketplace. A long rope that reached almost to the ground was tied to the bell. Even a child could ring the bell by pulling this rope. "It is the bell of justice," said the king. When everything was ready, the people of Atri had a great day of joy. All the men and women and children came down to the marketplace to look at the bell of justice. It was a magnificent bell, polished until it looked as bright as the sun. "How we should like to hear it ring," they said. Then the king came down the street. "Perhaps he will ring it," said the people, and everybody stood very still and waited to see what he would do. But he did not ring the bell. He did not even take the rope in his hands. When he came to the foot of the tower, he stopped and raised his hand. "My people," he said, "do you see this beautiful bell? It is your bell, but it must never be rung except in case of need. If anyone has a problem and if he needs my help at any time, he may ring the bell. Then the judges shall come at once and hear his case and give him justice. Rich and poor, old and young, all may come, but no one else must touch the rope." Many years passed. Many times the bell in the marketplace rang to call the judges. Certain problems have been solved. Certain criminals were punished. After many years, the rope was worn out. It became so short that only a tall man could reach it. "This will never do," said the judges one day. "What if a child should need justice? It can't ring the bell, can it?" They gave orders that a new rope should be tied to the bell at once. A rope that should hang down to the ground, so that a small child could reach it. But such a rope was not readily available in Atri. They would have to send across the mountains for one, and it would take some days before it could come. What if some problem should arise before it came? How could the judges know about it? "Let me fix it for you," said a man who passed by. He ran into his garden and came back with a long grapevine. "This will do for a rope," he said, and he climbed up and fastened it to the bell. The slender vine, with its leaves and tendrils still upon it, trailed to the ground. "Yes," said the judges, "it can serve for a rope. Let it be as it is." On the hillside above the village, who had once been a brave knight. In his youth, he rode through many lands and fought in many battles. His best friend through all that time was his horse, a strong, noble steed that borne him safe through many encounters. But the knight, when he grew older, cared no more to ride his horse. He cared no more to do brave deeds. He thought of nothing but gold. He became a miser. At last, he sold all that he had except his horse and went to live in a hut on a hillside. Day after day, he sat among his bags of money and planned how he could get more gold. And day after day, his horse stood in his bare stall, half starved and shivering with cold. "What is the use of keeping this lazy steed?" said the miser to himself one morning. "Every week it costs me more to keep him than he is worth. I might sell him." "But nobody wants him. I cannot give him away for free. I will turn him out to shift for himself and pick grass by the roadside. If he starves to death, I don't care." So the old horse was turned out to find what he could among the rocks on the barren hillside. Lame and weak, he strolled along the dusty roads, glad to find a blade of grass or a thistle. The boys threw stones at him, the dogs barked at him, and in all the world there was no one to pity him. One hot afternoon, when no one was there in the street, the horse chanced to wander into the marketplace. Not a man nor child was there, for the heat of the sun had driven them all indoors. The gates were wide open. The poor beast could roam where he pleased. He saw the grapevine rope that hung from the bell of justice. The leaves and tendrils upon it were still fresh and green. What a fine dinner they would be for a starving horse! He stretched his thin neck and took one of the tempting morsels in his mouth. It was hard to break it from the vine. He pulled at it, and the great bell above him began to ring. All the people in Atri heard it. It seemed to say, "Someone has done me wrong, someone has done me wrong. Oh, come and judge my case. Oh, come and judge my case, for I've been wronged." The judge heard it. They put on their robes and went through the hot street to the marketplace. They wondered who it could be ringing the bell at such a time. When they reached the market, they saw the old horse nibbling at the vine. "Ha!" cried one. "It is the miser's steed. He has come to call for justice for his master, as everybody knows, has treated him shamefully. He pleads his cause as well as any dumb brute can," said another. "And he shall have justice," said the third. Meanwhile, a crowd of men, women, and children came into the marketplace, eager to learn what cause the judges were about to try. When they saw the horse, all stood still in wonder. Then everyone was ready to say how they had seen him wandering on the hills, unfed, uncared for, while his master sat at home counting his bags of gold. "Go and bring the miser before us," said the judges. And when he came, they made him stand and hear their judgment. "This horse has served you well for many years," they said. "He has saved you from many perils. He has helped you gain your wealth. Therefore, we order that one half of all your gold shall be set aside to buy him shelter and food, a green pasture where he may graze, and a warm stall to comfort him in his old age." The miser hung his head and grieved to lose his gold, but the people shouted with joy, and the horse was led away to his new stall and a dinner he had not had for many months. Reading comprehension